Mysterious Monkey's side. Still
Negative.
aiming for that, farming style jungler. Can give a lot of protection to the rest of the team. Elise from Splyce will likely follow. Into then Kennen and LeBlanc would match the same as game 1 in this series.
All right, well, there's the Elise. We got 4 for 4 so far. See how things continue as it's back over to Monkeys.
So if they ban the Kennen out here, that would take it away from Splyce being able to pick it early. Now they could prioritize it themselves for Jisoo, but that would give over the Thresh to Mickey.
All right, there's the Kennen. Now we're on 5.
It's like playing bingo at this point.
I was gonna say. And it's LeBlanc. Yahtzee!
Bingo!
Okay, we're good. Different game.
You can't shout Yahtzee in bingo, Devin. There's the Thresh. It's going to get locked in. Dreams has had it in every game so far this split. And considering the success of Thresh all around the world, it's kind of surprising to see that Mysterious Monkeys comprise a lot of the losses on Thresh.
Here we go. I like to see this switch up. They take the Galio instead. Probably still having flashbacks to how many hooked plants they had in game number 1. I ran into Mickey in the backstage in between games and was saying, yeah, how about those Zyra plants on? He was like, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So at that point now, Splyce, if they pick the Thresh, gotta risk Dreams taking it away. Now, Jisoo on this Galio, potentially Cosq as well, although it's not really a Cosq champion. That should theoretically be a champion that he'll be less prone to just try and all in on and try and get kills, if that makes sense. Because he ended that game like 0-8. Wasn't exactly the best performance. As soon as he fell behind, it looked almost as if the red mist descended and he just went aggressive.
Well, maybe he'll have a little bit better luck on it this time around. However, the Thresh is locked in from Splyce, and Trashy once again gets his hands on the Lee Sin, which means we will most likely, and yep, it's locked in. See the Kha'Zix for Llama Bear.
Yeah, Kha'Zix has been a decent pick, but I feel like Llama Bear is just farming up on every champion that he's got and isn't really having too much of an impact. It feels almost at times like Void Assault is skilled at level 1.
Yeah, it is a little bit odd to see. He just hasn't been able to match the same type of pressure. And then the Twitch for Yuki, this is still comfort, right? There's still potential in this pick, and that hasn't really been the problem. But you're right, we need to see Llama Bear doing something more early.
Do they take the Caitlyn early here? Because last draft, Caitlyn got banned away in phase 2 by Mysterious Monkeys. If you take the Caitlyn here, you could theoretically do well, but this is an option assuming that Jisoo takes the Galio in the top lane, the Fiora, the counter matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they might be banking on the fact that, like you said, this is not really a Cosq champion, this Galio, and if it does get swapped up, we could be in for an interesting ride of a game, but as we enter ban phase 2, Splyce are going to go ahead and get rid of Jace. Yeah,
and another thing to remember with the Fiora is Wanda looked pretty good against Vitality the other day. With this Fiora, was able to take them down. That was after getting crushed by it by H2K. Odoamne with like
he looked pretty good on it too, let's be real there.
Ooh, Cosq actually having to ban out his own champion because they don't want to give Splyce over one of these later game scaling mid laners. That will allow either the Ashe or the Caitlyn to come through, but mid lane may see a Syndra ban come out here from Splyce if they don't want Mysterious Monkeys to end up taking it. That would be if they're looking for their AD carry in this next pickup, which means, what have we got? Orianna would be an option that Splyce could blind pick here.
Let's see, do the Monkeys now ban
That's
away
what
the Caitlyn?
Thinking they could take the Caitlyn away. The Ashe would be one of the other ones if they're looking for the bottom lane.
That's true. I mean, Kabi didn't have too much trouble with the Varus either.
Kalista if they feel like Kabi plays it, but I've not really seen Kabi to be a Kalista player all that much. In splits gone by, he's played the likes of Jinx, we've seen the Tristana come out from Splyce, so we do know he can bring a couple of different champions out, but with Varus, Ashe still available.
This is a sick combo, though.
I said I didn't really see him as a Kalista player.
Well, we get to see it now.
Us wrong. We've not seen Kalista all that much out of Kabi, but now we get to see Thresh Kalista. A lot of bot lanes have talked about how strong this duo is, and is this the evolution of Splyce, where we said Trashy, not known for his Lee Sin, Kabi, not known for his Kalista. Well, is this what they've been working on in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, when I talked to Trashy yesterday, he told me that the biggest thing about their new coach Jeeves was he was just something different, something new. They started thinking differently about picks and bans. This is the evolution of Splyce, and we'll see if they're able to close out a 2-0 on the Monkeys with what they've learned so far. Now, on that blue side, they lock in the Braum. So Twitch paired up with the Braum. It's a decently defensive lane, but I mean, when you're up against a Callista Thresh, that is a yo-yo of playmaking.
Yeah, it has been quite a while since we've seen Cobby on the Callista as well. I believe it may have even been the 2016 season that we last saw it.
I think we had one game in spring.
One game in spring. Yeah.
That's okay.
You're right.
I don't know exactly when it was. But either way, we have an Orianna paired up mid, so we do get to see Jisoo on that Galio top. And over on Splyce's side,
yes, okay.
We got the Aurelion Soul!
Okay, I was looking at this. Now they've got a bottom lane that can snowball. You've got a top lane that can snowball. You don't need Senkux to be playing one of these picks that can carry himself. Now he's going to look towards the side lanes, look for some sense of utility. Now, of course, Aurelion Sol has a lot of damage going alongside that, but his ability to roam and create pressure elsewhere on the map, you can't really overlook. So Splyce, we saw this banned away from them last week. Finally, we're going to see Splyce playing the Aurelion Sol alongside it, but against the Orianna, I'm looking forward to this mid lane once again.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be, I think, a little explosive. We normally talk about Orianna being those safe blind picks, but in Cosq's hands, he's surely going to be trying to go aggressive constantly. It'll be difficult, though, to duck, dip, dive, and dodge out of those Star Surges. We'll see if what the Monkeys are bringing is going to be enough to force a Game 3, countering up against Splyce. But I like this draft. Jeeves laying some cards down on the table.
Whew, General Jeeves.
He's got the battle plan, man.
Turns out he's just as good at pulling out different things in drafts
as lightsabers, right?
As lightsabers,
yeah, that's what I thought you were doing. All right, well, we'll see.
Washing, you know, he's pretty handy with all four of those.
I didn't think about that, but everybody needs a summer job, right? All right, now if you guys think Splyce is going to be able to close this one out, don't forget to hop on Twitter and vote #SPYWin over at LOL Esports. But if you believe in the power of the mysterious monkeys, hop on Twitter. It is #MMWin. Are they going to find their first on the board? Or will the Snakes of Splyce squeeze them out and take a victory in game number 2? We'll find out as we load on to Summoner's Rift.
It's in their name. They've been working, perhaps this time on counterintelligence, putting out bad information that they don't play Lee Sin, they don't play certain things in the bottom lane.
The long con, huh?
Yeah, the Splyce spies are really making the draft work for him today.
Very nice. Well, all eyes are going to be on the Star Dragon in the middle lane. We'll see what Splyce can do. That level 2 roam made popular over back in North America. Huhi, back in the day, still has a lot of potential to be able to open up the map early on. And with Cobby and Mickey on this Callista Thresh combo, we could be in for some seriously explosive fights in the early game.
And remember that Mysterious Monkeys essentially picked themselves into the Fiora Galio matchup.
Yeah,
By
they
picking
could
the
have gone
Orianna
Galio
later.
mid.
Yeah, exactly. By picking the Orianna later, you basically said, Jisoo, have fun. You got pretty much countered the entire matchup long. Of course, it does take a little time for Fiora. Not a massive amount of time, but Wonder should have control of this laning phase.
Well, all things considered, where do Monkeys look to open the map up? Llama Bear last time, as you said, was pretty much power farming the jungle. Where do you want to see him make his appearance in the early game?
That's such a difficult question, because you've got a losing top lane, you've got a mid lane against somebody that's just going to push and recall, and you've got a bottom lane that is essentially against a kill lane that is difficult to duel and is nearly a coin flip in the sense of Yuki and Dreams, if they can actually weather the storm of the hooks from Mickey. So I think bottom lane is probably where you have to go again, but we didn't see it in the last game.
Well, see if things are different right about now. Cosq not having a whole lot of fear as he sends a command attack into Senkux, but those comets start to hurt after a while. Trashy over in the enemy jungle, taking away the blue buff as he decides to go for the top side. And Llama Bear might actually run into him. He's pinging for the blue buff at the moment. Doesn't know the Trashy's already there.
Well, the interesting thing about this is Llama Bear with a different path to the last game is going to be just too late.
He sees it going away.
Yeah. Sees the blue buff disappear. Trashy now spotted on a ward on the Rift Scuttler, and that means that now, if Llama Bear can't get over to the blue buff on Splyce's side, he's getting 3 buffed, which will hurt Llama Bear, but considering he's only farming, I don't know how much that's actually going to be a detriment to Mysterious Monkeys because Llama hasn't done much in previous games, but this hook onto Dreams will do a little bit of damage for now.
Nice start. The Unbreakable only comes out just after the fact. So this bottom lane, talked about it being a little more defensively minded, but Weathering the Storm is the name of the game for the Monkeys in the bottom side, and they don't look to be having a whole lot of help from Llama Bear to start things off. Trashy, however, is another story as he heads down to clear out the bottom side of his own jungle, get that 3 buff going. We'll see if he ends up making a quick trip down bot afterwards. Wonder. Ooh. On to Jisoo, and we see it begins.
Such a painful lane for Galio, because what Galio can do is he can clap at the wave, and if it doesn't die, he has to kind of just stand there and watch the minions die in front of him, because you can't ever really challenge Wonder, because as soon as you try and do anything like Taunt, out comes Riposte.
Yep.
You don't have any kind of usefulness from the magic shield, and suddenly Galio doesn't really offer much more outside of just an ult.
Well, at least they're getting some good experience right now. Headmistress Wonder is going to school Jisoo for a little while. We'll see what ends up happening with Trashy down in the bottom side, and Llama Bear just outside the vision range as he's occupied on Krugs. Pings are flying. They know something's up.
Well, yeah, Splyce also have been very aware of what's happening. Look, Callista sent another one of the Wraiths up through the jungle to try and find Llama Bear. There was a second ward placed by Mickey down beside the Krugs because the first one timed out just before Llama Bear arrived.
It's aggressive sentinel placement just to make sure they can spot Llama Bear, and he's actually going to go just behind it. Not sure if that one saw him. But he sees Trashy on the Scryer's Bloom now, but the question is, does he feel confident enough to go in? The answer appears to be no. Maybe. Red buff versus blue. It's gone.
Yeah. And at that point, Trashy doesn't really want to take the fight. He knows he's already put Llama Bear behind. Of course, Trashy has taken a lot of the camps that provide less to the way of CS for himself. That's why Llama Bear looks by the numbers to be ahead.
Yeah, it's very deceptive, the way things are calculated in jungle CS for sure. You got to always just look at the gold and what they're able to build item-wise out of it.
But then you got to look at top side, 33 CS to 20. Bottom lane, there is a lead for Mickey and Cubby. Despite how Braum normally works well into Thresh, that is still the case. But the way that Cubby and Mickey have been pushing Mysterious Monkeys again and again into their tower has made it kind of difficult for Dreams and Yuki to have the time to equalize the CS lead. So Jisoo just teleports back into lane. That may not really work out for him because Wonder can parry
on the Justice Punch.
You can see, you can choose whether it's the Justice Punch, whether it's the Taunt, depends on what Jisoo opens with. And Wonder can kind of keep himself safe throughout that.
Mickey throwing those hooks out. He's able to only catch Dreams, so the Unbreakable means a lot of the damage is going to get absorbed, but they just slowly whittling them down as now Wonder spends his teleport and dashes just outside the range of Jisoo being able to get that taunt off.
Yep, he does not have to use Riposte right as he gets into the lane, so just darts away. And you can see Wonder now resumes normalcy in this top lane by completely dominating the laning phase and forcing Jisoo away from not only farm but experience for some of this as well.
Gargoyles do have some weak points, it would appear, and Wonder able to take advantage of that to start things off. Still, only difference in the gold has been this farming advantage, but it looks like that might open up. Here we go.
No.
Flashed.
Star Surge gets the flash.
That's worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Senkux hasn't had to roam because everybody's just been pushing in all across the board, right? You don't really need to worry about it when all of your lanes are able to do exactly what they did last game.
Yeah, and that's just going to maintain is Splyce are going to be able to push, utilizing Senkux. They're going to be able to dominate the top side using Wonders, Fiora. And remember, I can't get over the fact that Mysterious Monkeys picked themselves into this matchup. That's a rough situation to be in for MM.
A little unfortunate now as Senkux, level 6. Decides to send a Voice of Light, but Llama Bear's hopped out of it.
A little bit rough. Senkux probably didn't want to use that cooldown, but was a little afraid that Llama Bear would jump and catch him and maybe look to get a kill, but he didn't have a massive amount of mana left on Senkux, so had to just deter the engage as best as he could. Everything, once again, is going moderately in the way of Splyce. Top lane heavily, bot lane is just about even, but that's because they were back in base, buying boots for Cobby. They will resume normalcy in the bottom lane as well. And we're waiting for the first big play of the game. Whether that's Senkux going up to the top side, Wonder doesn't have TP, so it's not likely to be a play on bottom side. Jisoo will have his first. That could be the opening for Mysterious Monkeys, would be a play in the bottom side that Jisoo can teleport even just into the bottom side jungle and then ult into the fight might be enough. Remember, of course, they have Twitch. They can use Twitch to stealth forward, get the Galio ult in place.
So it's all about buying time up until that point right now. Splyce getting the small advantages. The Monkeys need to start making plays as they just keep losing little bits of gold here and there. It's starting to stack up as Mickey throws the hook. This time Dreams dodges it.
And a lot of this is just pushing Mysterious Monkeys away so Mickey can place his control ward. Was waiting for him to do it. It had been in his inventory, so he can clear out the ward that he knows MM placed in the bottom push. Just like in game one, playing around any kind of teleport play, knowing that Jesus will be available in under a minute.
But as far as global pressure goes, you do have this Aurelion Soul on Sencooks who can make a roam down to the bottom side if he so wishes. Stream stands in front of Yuki, still has to be careful. Pulling the Ren stacks out, Kabi and Mickey continuing to apply pressure on this bottom tier turret.
Oh,
bottom lane turret, I should say.
lands.
Another long range hook. This time it catches onto Yuki, but Splyce, this is the game plan once again. They just caged the Monkeys.
They've been tweeting all day about taking the Monkeys back to the zoo. Berlin Zoo's not really anywhere near here, so they're going to have to get a couple of trains, a taxi. Don't know what the easiest way is.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking the slow path, though, at the very least. It's the scenic route to victory for Splyce this game.
Probably a lot of people there today. It's a good day in Berlin.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Probably. And then again, it's Sunday in Germany, so nobody really knows if anything's open anymore.
Yeah, that's one of those fun things.
Certainly, the Splyce shop is open for business today. They 1-0 up in this series. Without getting any kills, they've accrued 1,500 gold lead on this game already. Just through farm, a lot of that is focused on the top lane, 500 gold in the lead. Bottom lane, 400 gold on the AD carries in the lead as well in favor of Splyce. So slowly but surely, they're just edging their way towards a long drawn-out victory. But we are so early on in the game that Mysterious Monkeys, utilizing Llama Bear, Jizu, Cosq, maybe can get it to work. If a first fight goes in their favor, you have to think that it won't necessarily backfire for Mysterious Monkeys. Trashy's gonna go in. This one versus two.
Shockwave, they pull in Trashy. They sink the Fangs and Taste in Fear as Llama Bear getting first blood. And that is the start that the Monkeys needed.
That was exactly what we're talking about, is if they get these first couple of skirmishes to go their way, it's absolutely still a winnable game. Yes, there's CS differences, but that isn't the be-all, end-all. And now Llama Bear, level 7, finally shows his effect on the game. Wonder's trying to track him down. I think Llama Bear actually wants to take this trade.
He does.
Well,
hopping over. There's a great
Jesus
challenge,
still has
though.
his ultimate.
He's going to have to flash away from this one. Riposte, and in comes Jisoo on the hero's entrance. Looks like Wonder's going to be able to get out of dodge as Sencooks finishes off Llama Bear. So Splyce come out 1 kill ahead in that trade.
Bottom lanes had roamed up towards the top side, and Sencooks just beat Cosq up to the roam. Cosq, of course, had used everything, basically, to try and secure the first kill on Trashy. And that meant Sencooks could actually have the impact there, gets his first kill of the game. It's always interesting when Sencooks plays these picks like Aurelion Sol or Talia. He gets the kills. Normally, they're picks that you see go to side lane, help other people get kills. Sencooks manages to get all the kills when it's not a snowballing champion, and sometimes doesn't get very many when
he's on the snowballing
like
champion.
Syndra.
Yeah, it's just Sencooks things. But either way, he's got himself a kill. And very speedy dragon to boot, of course, picking up the boots of swiftness to start things off. As the items start to come down for everybody, Yuki and Kabi looking to be fairly matched on that, but the big difference is the boots. Kabi can get around the map a little bit quicker, a lot bit quicker, I should say, and as a result, Monkeys, as they thought they had the jump up on the top lane to move up there, really only gave them a couple of seconds of auto attacks on the tower before Kabi and Mickey were able to join them as the delayed swap has come in.
I'm looking forward to one of those Celestial expansion plays, but right now, Justice Punch in the bottom lane is 2 versus 1.
Winds of War come out, and Llama Bear is trying to send some Void Spikes flying, but Wonder, his days are numbered. Can he get out in time, though?
He's looking for the blast cone.
Oh, boy. Can Llama Bear close that gap? Oh! Nicely done.
Darkstar Kha'Zix turns up and says, okay, you're not the only Celestial being on this map, Sencooks. I'm going to kill Wonder.
Nice move by the Mysterious Monkeys. However, it does cost them a turret as Splyce were 3 members in the top while it was all happening. Llama Bear will look to capitalize by taking out the Mountain Drake. While Jisoo's occupied in the bottom side, maybe they can get the trade here, but Jisoo not going to be able to dish the damage quite as fast as 3 members of Splyce.
This has been better out of Pride Stalker. Not Pride Stalker, Llama Bear.
One
Pride
split,
Stalker
one
is
split
the
late,
old
buddy.
jungler for this lineup. For Llama Bear,
Oh, Wonder.
Put off a Wonder.
A little heedless there as the Shockwave pulls him in. Riposte is only going to buy half a second. As soon as he comes back up, they knock him back down.
So Splyce got the top tower, now get the Rift Herald, but they've given up 2 kills on the bottom lane. That may very well slow Wonder's impact on this game, but now they look for the mid lane turret. With the Rift Herald, it's only Dreams that stands behind this, so this should be a tower going down. Cosq coming up from the river.
I don't know if he should be standing behind this one. The Rift Herald's going to take a big bite out of the tower. In comes Cosq, but he does not have that Shockwave up and available. The rest of them come in here. Cosq's going to have to flash away as Trashy falling forward. Voice of Light, and Dreams just melts. This is going to be the tower picked up by Splyce, but they are looking for more as Mysterious Monkeys scatter back to the safety of second-tier turret.
This isn't going to be the most impactful Rift Herald. Of course, it doesn't do all that much damage now that it's quite low. And that means the tower successfully achieved from Splyce's side of things. Mysterious Monkeys a little bit more fight than we saw in the first game. Llama Bear starting to come a little bit more alive. 3-1 currently.
Yeah, better positioning from them though. And that tower just narrowly survived, but Wonder wasn't so lucky 2 times in a row. Some much needed gold now picked up, of course, by Llama Bear after they were able to get those 2 kills in succession. So maybe this is what the Kazakhs can work with. We'll see how this fight unfolded in the mid though.
So at this point, Cosq gets zoned away by Trashy. Dreams has to flash out Voice of Light for an easy kill, but now Splyce maybe go not necessarily too aggressive on this one. They've already got the tower and they back away. I was looking at the way that they used Kalista ultimate at that point. And Mickey had kind of used everything already, didn't catch anybody else after that. So I like that at least they have the foresight to back away as soon as it doesn't really go in their favor.
Yeah, with that gold influx, Sencux was able to finish off his Hextech Hosepipe. Going to be a little bit more sustainable as he keeps on moving through this map right now. 14.5 minutes. The gold is still in favor of Splyce by a cool 3,000, but that is starting to get narrowed down. Finally, the Monkeys are able to finish off a tower. The one in the bottom, Mountain Dragon, had to be peeled off, but Llama Bear wants to go right back to it again. They have positioning while the dual lane of Splyce is up in topside. But Wonder's incoming.
Yeah, and look where Sencux is moving on the middle lane as well. He can push that lane all the way up. Trashy now joins him alongside, and it means that Splyce have affirmed control of the top side of the map. That is a lot of vision that Splyce have. They can see anybody that's coming through the top half of the map for Mysterious Monkeys.
Yeah, that is no longer the Monkeys' jungle.
No.
They have been evicted. So 15 minutes into this game, Splyce continue to push it forward, but the Monkeys have shown they have some fight back in them. Even in a gold deficit, they've got themselves a dragon to be able to try and knock down some of those objectives. If they can get a fight, if they can get a skirmish, they can start to open up the gold game. But Cosq's got to be careful not to get caught first, as that hook was real close.
Yeah, close, but no
cigar.
Nah,
I was going to make a Graves joke.
Look, we put the cigar back. Now you got to find different things.
Fine.
Find another meme. Community. Killing them all. Just making sure there's nothing left to meme about.
Yeah. No fun. But for Splyce, all serious business for these guys. No fun in memes for sure, as they look to finish off the tower down bottom. 4 members strong. Just trying to pull Mysterious Monkeys every which way they can. Play the faster rotation game. Don't give the Monkeys a chance to fight back.
It's all because of that vision on the top side. Wards go down. Now Mysterious Monkeys go to clear it out. Sencux now, hose down.
Ghost on. To try and get away. Yeah, Cosq is in some trouble. Mickey and Trashy are coming for him as well. He's going to have to walk away. Very awkward movement around the mid of the map for the Mysterious Monkeys. Hard for them to defend on multiple fronts, and Yuki's actually pinged out. In comes Sencux over the wall. The rat is invisible, but he's going to have to break cover right now. Tagged once, tagged twice, tagged 3 times. Sencux knows he's sniffing him out.
This is so
if he just kills him passively, oh my word.
Sencux is cheating at hide and seek.
I know, I'll just blow up the whole room. All right, Mysterious Monkeys are going to at least try and finish off a tower in mid, but I don't think they're going to even be able to get it before Mickey and Kabi come here. Flash, Flay, they found Dreams, he gets hooked back, denied. Shockwave going to pull 2, but not enough damage right now as Jisoo takes the hero's entrance. Sencux finishes him off with a Voice of Light, and now it's a bouncy house as Jisoo gets taken out by Trashy.
Prediction hook, Mickey makes it look easy after the double Flay. And again, it's all Splyce. We talked about how Sencux has a habit on these picks of
just snowballing.
Just snowballing everything. Is it starballing at this point?
Something like that. Dragon balling. He's hit a new power level.
Oh no.
Hey, you said find a new
Look,
meme.
We've had Deficio revealing that he hasn't watched Princess Bride. Was it Princess Bride?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and I'm now revealing that I didn't watch Dragon Ball.
Well, it's a self-admission at least.
I know.
Great series, original and NZ, but that's neither here nor there because what's happening right now is we're seeing Dreams die again.
Yeah.
Senka really is just using it as a finisher.
Well, at this point, the memes are gone, so all we've got left is the Dreams. And Dreams died in this one, so memes and Dreams died. What's left to talk about?
You've just made this game very bleak, my friend. And that's kind of what it's starting to look like for the Monkeys, but they have more fight than we saw last time, and I don't mean blind aggression. They are finding picks, they are finding angles, but they need more than just that because Llama Bear's not going to be able to do it alone.
No, and that's actually an interesting setup that we've been talking about how Llama Bear has maybe been a little bit invisible in certain games for Mysterious Monkeys, that it's been all about CosQ, been all about Jisoo trying to carry. Well, look, CosQ's on a later game scaling champion, the Orianna, that you don't expect to carry through the early game. Jisoo is in a losing matchup for Mysterious Monkeys and has not had impact on this game. He's down 40 CS.
But he is still Galio.
He is still Galio, so the damage reduction will still be there, but this has been so much about Llama Bear and Yuki, but it's only Llama Bear that really has had an option to show up because Yuki is down 40 CS as well.
Yeah, we saw the same thing happening last game as well, and it's difficult right now. Jisoo does manage to get the taunt out onto Wonder, but it's going to be difficult to keep him from pushing in this bottom lane, even if he can melt through the wave. It seems like the Monkeys just need time. They need to be able to scale up. Remember, they lost that last game in 33.
Yeah, and at this point, we're about to crest the 20-minute mark. That means Mysterious Monkeys have to be even more careful around the top side of the map. If Splyce are able to secure as much vision as they had earlier, they will take Baron down quite quickly. And remember, Kalista with Blade of the Ruined King, you got a fed Fiora. You can take that quite snappily.
Yeah, all the recipes for success. Well, especially Senkuk's being the fed one on this game, but he has just been picking off those final kills. And if you get caught in those stars, it's going to be really difficult to break out. Not just the host pipe, the Rylai's Crystal Scepter too. So a lot of slowdown, and that means Splyce can layer on the CC and just do what they do best in those 5v5 situations. Jisoo is finding that out right now, even in 1v1. Oh, he's got a flash away. Voice of light, Fus, Roda, says Senkux. Oh, that was sexy.
Is able to take out the 1 versus 1 in the bottom lane. Now CosQ
tag
shows up and Senkux is like, I don't want any of this anymore. Jisoo now losing in a matchup against the Mage, mainly because the Mage was 4-0. Jisoo was 0-2, has built armor.
Yeah.
No magic resist yet because he hasn't been able to in a losing matchup.
If you want to take.
That's the thing is now Splyce have 2 winning matchups over the Galio, so kind of difficult for Jisoo to do anything in this game.
Yeah, and this is just the issue. When you opt into those matchups, sometimes you just get screwed over by him, as Yuki does manage to pick off Wonder with the help of Llama Bear and Dream, so they are getting some kills onto the Twitch now. Let's see if they can translate that into any more. They have a man advantage for another 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, that works out well for Mysterious Monkeys in the sense that Wonder a little bit pushed up.
Wants to go in, Glacial Fissure. Hero's Entrance gonna come down for just a second. However, Kalista has pulled the Braum out, saving his life, but it's gonna be Kabi that goes down, and all of a sudden the Monkeys are on the Baron.
And this is the same mistake twice in a row. Splyce not counting the numbers of Mysterious Monkeys and being way too far pushed out on the bottom side. However, Mysterious Monkeys getting distracted off the Baron. This, remember, is a 3 versus 5.
Yep. Shockwave, it's going to pull in Mickey X.
5 versus 2.
But they did just spend a big ultimate. Now Trashy and Senkux followed up by Wonder as he TPs in. Are they going to try to bait this? Do they feel confident enough? Grand challenge issued, but Llama Bear is defended by Dreams, and they get the stun, knocking him down to 0. No, he flashes the wall. And Trashy safeguards and Splyce. They wanted to take that fight when they shouldn't have.
Senkux piecing out into the middle lane.
Not ruining my KDA. Sorry, guys.
I mean, they deny Mysterious Monkeys a Baron attempt 3 versus 5, 2 versus 5, and then 3 versus 5 again.
But this was a great start to it all when they found Mickey and Kabi Cotton. Honestly, it was just the Kalista ultimate that really saved the threat.
But look where Senkux is on the map right now. He can't get that fast enough. So, again, it's all about Splyce being able to deny the Baron. Wonder spawns his TPs available, so he says, okay, we can actually maybe take this and deny them the attempt on the objective. And Mickey soaks up a little bit more time of Mysterious Monkeys, and what looked to be a very snap decision going on to the Baron for Mysterious Monkeys that I was about to praise. They get distracted because they don't want to lose the Baron out to Trashy. And Trashy kept himself safe enough and distracted Mysterious Monkeys enough that they just couldn't commit to it.
Yeah. As it stands, Gold is still fairly tilted towards Splyce's side, but the kills have all evened up at the very least, so big difference between the farm and the towers, all going Splyce's way, but they have not been 100% safe in these fights. However, those were number disadvantages, and now you can see Splyce trying to turn the tables on Dreams and Llama Bear.
Oh, Senkux is fighting with Jisoo again on the bottom side as well.
Uh-oh, we've seen how this one goes. All right. Just got to keep walking away from those stars, buddy.
No, he's got to realize.
All right. Oh! Take two.
That is one of the most infuriating things. As soon as you get hit by one star, you're like, great, he's going to kill me, and it's going to take 20 seconds of me trying to sidestep these stupid stars, and suddenly Senkux just blasts you with, like, Celestial Light.
Yeah. So
6-0-1 in this game. Like, he's done a great job.
He's 100% kill participation, and a lot of it has just been pickoffs like that. When someone has been low, when someone's been isolated, he's been able to do it, and this is what's turning the tide right now for Splyce. They're, because of him, you know, looking to close this series out on a 2-0 if they can manage it, but they just can't afford to lose a lot of these weird, wonky fights that they've been opting into.
And Jisoo is really struggling for income as well. He's currently set on about 1,000 gold. Hasn't sold his Dark Seal or anything like that. He's just trying to get whatever he can here. I wonder where his build is going to go, because he's got that Giant's belt, but he really needs Magic Resist soon as well.
All right. Do we have to watch this again?
Yeah. See how long this takes? This is really
Start the countdown.
Yeah. So you zone him out with a Q, and then you just walk into him.
I'm out.
Boom.
Oh.
It's satisfying if you're the Aurelian Soul, because you get to laugh as the opponent like tries to sidestep their way. All you do is just click forward, and suddenly the enemy dies.
Yep. Stone crumbles.
I mean, obviously Jisoo can't have built Magic Resist. You're up against the Fiora, right? So that's not going to help you there. But Senkux
unfortunately,
is like,
the damage right now.
We're just going to put the Aurelian Sol in the side lane, and then Galio will never do anything.
So instead of trying to take the lane, instead he's going to be occupied in the middle right now. Serious Monkeys, 5 members strong, hanging around in this jungle. They have cleared out a lot of Splyce vision, though.
So I feel like Perks has his lane kingdom. Senkux on Aurelian Sol, wherever he wants to go is within his lane galaxy in this game right now.
Yeah, the entire rift, anywhere he would like. Difficult for anyone on the Monkeys to deny him at this point, but they're trying to stop the gold from snowballing away from them. They had the advantage to try and press on that Baron, but as you said, they got distracted by by Mickey X around the side while Trashy was threatening. That seemed like the best opportunity for the Monkeys to try and get back into a lead. However, they're still aiming for a fight here.
I don't even know whether Yuki wants this fight. He has not felt the wrath of Aurelian Sol in a while, but this will
Maybe
be
that's
about
why
the
he
tower.
wants the fight.
This will be about the tower, because you can see how low it is.
Oh,
here comes
Trashy lands
Senkux on the
the
side,
Q.
though.
Okay, Senkux coming in. This tower should fall finally, though. The question is, can the Monkeys make it out safely? There is no Jisoo here. Oh, Mickey with the flash 3-man flay. The hero's entrance is coming in. Glacial Fissure's on, and everyone's getting knocked up and popped up. But who's going to come out ahead? Shockwave pulls in too, but Senkux is just godlike as he moves through the fight like the wind, blowing through Yuki's health bar. Coscu, Dreams, Yuki, Jisoo, they're all dead. And Llama Bear is the last man standing once again, but that's not for very long.
It's a battle of the celestial beings, and unfortunately Senkux is way too strong. Splyce for the second game in a row. We're going to crush through mid inhibitor tower, crush through mid inhibitor, may even look to end here because they still have everybody on Mysterious Monkeys waiting to respawn.
Low enough death timer, so Dreams is going to come back up, but that is at least one Nexus turret. They've got it down, and Dreams is right in the middle, and Breakable is not going to be nearly enough, and they take the ace. 27 minutes in, they're going to take the game. The last Nexus turret's fired down, and they turn their attention to just clean it up as safe as possible. Jisoo gets a 2-man taunt off. Splyce, they may not want to push their luck here, but looking for Yuki. Kabi flashes in, pulls the red stacks out, and he's just going to live. Yoinked back by Mickey X. And they are all on the Nexus now. Senkux with a legendary kill. Llama Bear's still fighting this one out.
TP comes through from Wonder. You're not quite done on the shouting yet, Pyra.
All they got to do is eyes on the Nexus as the Shockwave pulls in too. Mickey X looks to fall. No, he's going to stay safe. They send the big comment out, and they're going to take down the Nexus, and Splyce makes sure the Monkeys are history. How about that 2-0?
The 2-0 convincingly from Splyce. This is what we needed to see from Splyce in the sense that they're looking to make a run for playoffs in this split, just like they did in summer 2016. This is what we needed to see, was a dominant performance over one of their adversaries in the middle of the table, and they get it. 2-0, looking like a force to be reckoned with.
But it seems like the story for the Monkeys, once again, they fight, they fight, they fight, even when behind, and they find some picks, they find some advantages that make us think maybe this team can push it forward for a victory. But in the end, it's just too fast and loose, and Splyce, a team as practiced as they are, can find the holes and punish them.
Yeah, and they're able to really easily deny Jisoo in this series. Jisoo getting basically bad matchups, or at least bad setups in both games, and
That's
heavily punished.
I mean, this is the difference, what we're seeing in the draft so far. Jeeves has come in and kind of rocked this for Splyce, and Unlimited still has some learning to do, it would appear.
Yeah, it's, I don't know whether I'd say it's necessarily a coaching issue, because when you've got such a new team, like the Mysterious Monkeys who come out from Challenger, you can't fix a million problems in a week, right? As the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you've got to pick a few things to work on. Mysterious Monkeys, they're starting to find their footing, but right now, a couple of suspecting issues. Draft, playing around top is another one that they really haven't quite cracked in this series. We saw more from Llama Bevo.
That's true. In game number 2 especially, like he stuck to his guns and went back on the Kazakhs, but this time we saw him, you know, making moves around the map, being a bit more of an opportunist in the early game, rather than game 1 where he was just power farming away. And I think that was a big part of why this second game, once again, looked more competitive than the first. Yeah,
and we got the reason that Senkux had Aurelion Sol banned in week 1.
Yeah, because that can happen otherwise.
Yeah, 11-0-4 on that game. That was
just watching him chase down the Galio.
That was the Aurelion Sol from the teaser, you know, where he's like crushing planets.
Where he's like where he's like a bazillion times the size of every other champion. Even though Galio's pretty big too. Star Dragon is, you know, to scale, a little bigger.
It was just such an easy choice for Senkux on where he could go, because you just chase the Galio for the entire matchup, and then as long as Wonder and the rest of the team are doing well on the other side, you just kind of pair off and you kill him in lane twice.
Well, you know, it's like you said too, he had the lane Galaxy. He could go wherever he wanted, pretty much whenever he wanted. And interesting that he saved the Voice of Light as a finisher, but honestly, it seemed to be there was so many good disengage tools on the rest of Splyce that he never needed to actually push people back with it. He could just kill them with the burst. Yeah,
they were never in any threat, really. Like, the Oriana's never going to get there. You saw the Twitch neutralized in the bottom lane as well. So there weren't really any damage threats on Mysterious Monkeys that Senkux ever really had to be worried about. And as soon as he goes past Riley's Crystal Scepter, you just slow anybody that's in the area. And you saw him start to clean up fights very effectively with the rest of Splyce. We saw the Lee Sin in this series again from Trashy, looked pretty good. We even saw the Kalista
Trashy early game too. Considering we used to criticize his early game so heavily when it was picking all Gragas Rek'Sai way back in the day. I mean, he's come a very long distance, but now the Splyce, they got their win to close out the second week of the summer split, and Dracos is sitting down with their mid laner.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I am, of course, sitting down with Senkux. First thing I got to talk about, we've seen the Aurelion Sol banned so much against you. How does it feel to finally play it?
It's pretty nice to finally have an opening to actually play it. I don't really want to just first pick it every game, so that they gave an opening for it and not ban it for the first time was quite nice to pull it out on stage and have such a good game.
I don't want to see it perma-banned against you. So if you can't answer this question, that's okay. But why do we see this ban so much? Is this something that shows up in scrims that you're like notorious for just destroying people on in scrims? What is the history behind this pick that people are banning it out against you so much?
It's because I'm EU who here, so there's nothing else. I played it a bit in solo queue and a bit in scrims as well, but it's not like the only champ. It's not like a one-trick champ, but I just think people are not too used to playing against it, so it can be really good against teams that are not as well organized and haven't played together for so long as a team.
It's interesting, too. I feel like we've seen you play a lot of different picks this season. Where do you feel like mid lane is at in terms of meta right now? Are you happy with the picks that are being played here?
There's two picks I would like to see maybe something new, like Oriana and Syndra has been quite high priority for a very long time. And I mean, it's getting a bit boring because it's since Worlds last year now, but I think the mid meta is quite good at the moment. Like, there's so many different picks you can play, and there's actually a lot of counter picks you can play that people don't even play here on stage, but you actually could pull off and it will still be viable. So in general, like you see a lot of Lucian mid, for example, so it's like very diverse. I think it's a good state of mid right now.
All right. Well, looking at the players in mid present in Europe, we heard the desk kind of talk earlier. They're calling you an average mid laner in the scheme of things. Where do you see yourself in the pecking order of mid laners? Are you top 3, top 5? Where do you feel like you are right now?
Top 10.
Top 10. All right. Just be as vague as humanly possible. Thank you. Very helpful answer. All right. Well, let's say, what's your goal for this season then? Let's talk a little bit about that. Where do you want to be as a mid laner?
I mean, the goal will always be to try and get up the ladder and be recognized as one of the best mid laners. But last split, we didn't have that good of a split as a team either. So, first of all, I would like to get back to the final that we were at last year.
When it comes to preparing and getting better, how much of the focus is as a team and how much of the focus is as an individual? Like, does focusing on getting better at, say, communication take away from the time where you can focus on getting better at your laning phase or getting better at your team fights?
I feel like when you scrim, you kind of focus on the team play in a way. So you focus on communication, where to rotate, stuff like this. And mainly, like when you play solo queue, you can watch your plays TV or whatever, and you can sit and check your own mechanics and microplay. And it's kind of like outside scrims, you kind of look at that, I feel. So I would say it's 50-50 in a way.
Interesting. So we'll see how that development progresses as we move forward in the split, but you are our player of the series. No surprise, I think, after a fantastic Soul performance. We can see why it was banned in the past. But now looking forward for you guys, how are you feeling about the first round robin so far? How do you feel about the performance of Splyce as a team?
I feel like the first week we got you can say dumbstered, especially in the second game, even though I feel like the first game we actually should have won it. But I don't think we're that bad as people actually expected from the first week, where people would say, oh, actually Vitality is going to be the third best team in Group B. I still think we can contend for the top, and I still think we will by the end of the split.
All right, well, coming up next, we have 2 other teams contending for the top, Unicorns of Love versus H2K. I want to talk about the mid lane matchup just a little bit. We got Fevivin going up against Exile. Who do you think has the edge here in terms of mid lane prowess?
I mean, I see H2K kind of smiling over here, so I guess Fevivin got this.
All right, thank you also, Yankos and the rest of H2K, for participating in this interview. But of course, congrats again on the win. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It's going to be Unicorns of Love versus H2K coming up next. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.